What if the reason fat won't budge, muscles won't respond, and recovery feels harder every year isn't age at all? What if it's something quieter? Something happening underneath the surface that most people never think to address? I'm asking because not long ago, I noticed something unsettling. I wasn't doing anything extreme. My workouts hadn't changed. My eating was consistent. Yet inflammation seemed to follow me everywhere. Joints felt stiff. Recovery took longer. Muscle didn't respond the way it used to. And fat, especially around the midsection, felt stubborn no matter what I tried. Then I ran a simple experiment. I took 5 grams of one compound every single day. No stacking, no cycling, no dramatic lifestyle overhaul. And within weeks, something unexpected happened. The constant low-grade inflammation began to quiet down. Fat started shrinking without effort, and muscle, especially at my age, responded faster than it had in years. That's when I realized something most people get backward after 60. They fight fat and muscle loss at the surface level, instead of fixing what's underneath. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 different compounds I tested at exactly 5 grams per day, ranked from least to most powerful. Stay with me until the end, because the final one explains why calming inflammation first changes everything about fat loss and muscle growth after 60. Before we dive in, let me ask you, how old are you? Where are you watching from? And have you noticed recovery or strength changing as you've gotten older? Drop your answer in the comments. Your experience might help someone else feel understood. Why inflammation quietly controls fat and muscle after 60. Here's the truth most people never hear. After 60, inflammation becomes the master switch. When it stays elevated, fat becomes protective tissue. Muscle breaks down faster. Recovery slows, even if you're exercising and eating right. This is why pushing harder often backfires. More workouts, less food, more discipline. But the body resists because it feels under threat. Inflammation tells the body, hold on, don't rebuild, don't let go. That's why the order matters. You don't start by burning fat. You start by calming the system. And that's where this list begins. Number 5. MSM. Calming the background noise. We start with number 5 because it lays the groundwork, but it doesn't finish the job. MSM is a sulfur-containing compound involved in tissue repair, joint comfort, and inflammatory signaling. As we age, sulfur intake from food often drops, even though connective tissue needs it more than ever. At 5 grams per day, research suggests MSM helps lower inflammatory stress in muscles and joints without masking pain. That distinction matters. Instead of numbing discomfort, MSM appears to reduce the noise that keeps pain signals firing unnecessarily. Another overlooked effect is cellular transport. MSM supports the movement of nutrients into cells and waste out, which may explain why many people feel less stiff and less bloated within a couple of weeks. What I noticed wasn't dramatic, but it was real. Movement felt smoother. Background tension eased. The body felt less defensive. MSM earns its place because it quiets the system, but it doesn't yet rebuild it. That happens next, while you sleep. Number 4. Glycine. Turning sleep into repair time. This is where things started to accelerate. Glycine is a simple amino acid, but at 5 grams per day, it sends a powerful signal. It's safe to recover. Research shows glycine improves sleep quality, not by sedating you, but by increasing time spent in deep, restorative sleep. And deep sleep is where inflammation drops, muscle repairs, and hormones rebalance. One key mechanism is body temperature. Glycine slightly lowers core temperature at night, which helps the brain initiate deeper sleep cycles. Studies also show improvements in insulin sensitivity, meaning the body handles energy better instead of storing it as fat, especially around the abdomen. What surprised me most was how mornings felt. Less stiffness, clearer thinking, better recovery from even light activity. Glycine turns sleep into an active rebuilding process. But rebuilding still requires fuel, and that's where number 3 steps in. Number 3. Spirulina. Feeding muscle efficiently. This is where the change became physical. Spirulina is a dense blue-green algae packed with protein, antioxidants, and micronutrients, delivered in a form aging bodies absorb efficiently. At 5 grams per day, spirulina provides amino acids muscles can actually use, which matters because protein absorption declines with age. Research links spirulina to reduced inflammatory markers, improved muscle endurance, and lower oxidative stress, the kind of damage that weakens muscle and slows fat metabolism. Within a few weeks, energy felt steadier. Muscles responded faster. Recovery improved without increasing workout intensity. Spirulina earns its place because it feeds muscle while continuing to calm inflammation. But feeding muscle isn't enough if the body's framework is weakened. Number 2. Collagen peptides. Rebuilding the structure. This is where many people over 60 finally feel stable again. Collagen peptides provide the raw material for tendons, ligaments, joints, skin, and muscle tissue. And after 60, collagen loss accelerates sharply. At 5 grams per day, studies show collagen peptides support joint comfort, mobility, and measurable strength gains, especially when paired with movement. They also support satiety hormones, which helps reduce unnecessary snacking without conscious restriction. What I felt most was support. Movements felt smoother. Soreness faded faster. Exercise stopped feeling like punishment. Collagen rebuilds the structure, but structure still needs energy. That's why number 1 changes everything. Number 1. Creatine. Restoring cellular power after 60. This is the compound that flipped the switch. Creatine is one of the most studied compounds in human nutrition. At 5 grams per day, it works at the cellular level, where energy is produced and used. As we age, muscle cells lose efficiency. They struggle to regenerate energy quickly. Creatine solves this by increasing immediate energy availability inside muscle cells. Research consistently shows older adults using 5 grams daily experience increased strength, more lean muscle, better physical performance, even without changing workouts. Creatine also reduces muscle breakdown and supports protein synthesis, even at rest. An overlooked benefit? Lower inflammatory stress. When cells have enough energy, they repair damage instead of sending distress signals. Fat loss becomes a side effect, not a battle, because more muscle raises resting metabolism. What I felt was capacity. Strength returned without pain. Movement felt productive instead of draining. Creatine earns the top spot because it amplifies everything that comes before it. Why the order mattered. This worked because of sequence, not extremes. Inflammation calmed first, sleep repaired next, nutrition fed muscle, structure rebuilt, then cellular energy surged. Each 5-gram dose acted like a gear in a system. That's why so many people fail when they start with restriction or intensity. They attack the output before fixing the environment. When inflammation drops, the body stops resisting change. Important safety note. This video is for educational purposes only. Every individual is different, especially after 60. If you have kidney disease, liver conditions, cardiovascular disease, or take prescription medications, consult your healthcare provider before starting supplements. Start slow. Stay consistent. Safety matters more than speed. Final takeaway. Inflammation blocks fat loss and muscle growth. Reducing it first changes everything. 5 grams per day, used strategically, can calm inflammation, improve sleep, feed muscle, rebuild structure, restore cellular energy. If you're over 60 and struggling, you're not broken. Your body is responding to signals. Change the signals, and the results follow. If this helped you see your health differently, like and subscribe to Senior Vital Health. In the next video, we'll expose one common daily habit that quietly increases inflammation every morning, and how to fix it. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.